Hey everybody, it's Lynn from A Bit of Birdsong. I am out in my workshop that I call Paper Town. I live in Durham, North Carolina, and I am really happy to have you here. I found myself yesterday going through the shelf over here and looking for journals that have a specific kind of binding. Yesterday I decided to make some art journals to go into my Etsy shop, and I only completed one. I had planned to do a whole lot more than that, but I got busy cleaning. I did a few other things out here, and I only finished one. Maybe it would be helpful if we look at some of the previous journals that I have made that I consider art journals and where I sew in the signatures with a sewing machine. These are narrow journals. I love the way that they can expand. I love the way they look on the shelf. They're kind of messy, and to me, they're just inviting to work in. I don't feel pressured to keep something perfect. You can see where the stitches run down the spine, and that's where it was under the sewing machine needle. And then every signature is put in with one strip of fabric to every 2 pages, and then I sew that in. I had pulled a few off the shelf yesterday just to look at how I made some of my older journals. Oh, I forgot about that. I love her. This one is not completely done with the sewing machine. You can see where I used this cord to put in the signatures. Or maybe I sewed first. I think I did. These are not signatures that had the fabric strips on them. These were just signatures that, yeah, these signatures were not too many pages. They were folded, and I did sew down the center. But then I went back and added the cord. I don't remember why I did that. I think maybe they felt a little loose to me, and I wanted them to be more snug. These journals, though, even if they feel like this one's really light, and it's just plain watercolor paper right now with all of the fabric, even though they start out light, they get chunky and heavy as you go through and add your own art. And I love that you can tape in the flip out pages and just add more and more watercolor paper or plain paper and just add your art. Yeah, it's really fun looking back through these things. That's a bit scary. This is another one where the pages are completely sewn to fabric strips. And I don't think this one was entirely watercolor paper. It was just a mix of sort of heavy paper. I don't know, maybe it was watercolor paper. It feels pretty heavy. Oh no, there's some scrapbook paper there. This was sort of a trashy, junky journal. I love going back through the old journals. Okay, we can put these to the side. I just wanted to show you what I had pulled off the shelf. I love the closure on this one. Let's just take a look at this journal. The cover is Tim Holtz fabric. Jay, that's some of the fabric I bought when you and I met in South Carolina for the quilt show. There's a safety pin that's just put through the very center signature where the stitching is, and it's really easy to put through as far as the weight of the actual journal, because you're just putting it through a little bit of fabric here. But They're not so easy to maneuver sometimes because you just have to be really careful not to get your fingers. Just a piece of hemp cord, and there's a rusty washer on the outside. And then this is just a plain off-white piece of fabric that I stamped with a new stamp that I have, and I really, really love this stamp. I think it's my favorite right now. I like that it's a little bit messy, the stamp itself. Stamping on fabric is a wonderful way to use your ink stamps. Sometimes the fabric takes really well, and sometimes, you know, for whatever reason, it doesn't. It ends up more faint. Now on the inside, there's just one layer of it's a nice heavy cotton fabric. And you can see through it a tiny bit. You can see a string under there, which I don't mind at all. A lot of times I come back and glue things on the inside cover anyway of my own art journals. I may glue in a single pocket in the front or find a piece of fabric that I love. So you could definitely put something over this part. The signatures always end up less than perfect because there's no template. I'm putting these one by one under the sewing machine needle and sewing them in side by side. They're very easy to turn. I love that the journal lays mostly flat. You know, any journal is going to stand up a little bit, but I feel like there's enough space between each signature, and you only have 2 pages per signature, that it does lay pretty flat. Then you can see the safety pin where it came through. So there are 7 signatures, which makes 14 of these individual watercolor pieces. So 28 pages front and back. And again, on the inside back cover, you could glue something if you want to. There's my little birdsong stamp. That is glued into place. I love this fabric. One thing I did differently this time, I actually turned over the edges here and sewed that down on the front and the back. Now I left the top and the bottom just kind of ragged like that. Sort of these raveled edges. And I do like that. Anyway, I just wanted to show you one of the things I was thinking about yesterday and working on yesterday. I do want to get some more of these made. I have some more signatures ready to go. And I don't know, I have so much out here. Sometimes when I get started working, it's a bit overwhelming to go through fabric. There are bins of fabric and stacks of fabric, and it can get overwhelming. The drawers over here have sort of grungy fabric as well. So it's easy for me to get sidetracked out here. Anyway, I will be back really soon. I'm very happy to have you here. Welcome to new subscribers, and hello to people who have been here. I really appreciate all of you so much. Remember to hit the like button if you like this video. Leave me comments. I am very open to constructive criticism about the sound on the channel. Anything that you feel like would improve the quality of the videos, please feel free to share it. And I will be back really soon. Bye for now.